What if adding just one simple powder to morning coffee could transform skin, joints, and even blood sugar levels? Sounds impossible, right? Well, stick around because what's about to be revealed might just change that daily coffee routine forever. This is something everyone needs to hear. Welcome back to Health Bloom, the place where practical health solutions meet real life. Today's episode is all about coffee, but with a twist that most people have never considered. There's a powder that, when added to that morning cup, turns it into something incredibly powerful for the body. Before diving in, if this is the first time here, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps this channel reach more people who are looking for honest, science-based health information. And don't forget to subscribe so these episodes show up in the feed every single week. All right, let's jump right into this fascinating topic. So what's this mysterious powder that everyone's buzzing about? Actually, there are two main contenders taking the health world by storm: collagen powder and cinnamon. Both offer incredible benefits, but they work in completely different ways. Let's break down each one and see which might work best for different health goals. Starting with collagen, this protein has become massively popular recently, and there's solid science explaining why. The human body naturally produces collagen, which acts like glue holding everything together. It's in skin, bones, joints, muscles, and blood vessels. Think of it like the framework keeping everything firm and elastic. But here's the catch. Around the mid-20s, natural collagen production starts declining. Every year after that, the body makes less and less. That's why wrinkles appear, joints feel creaky, and skin loses that youthful bounce. The decline is gradual but steady, and by age 40, it becomes pretty noticeable for most people. Now, there's been debate about adding collagen powder to hot coffee. Some worry the heat destroys the collagen proteins, making it pointless. But research has cleared this up nicely. High-quality collagen peptides are temperature stable up to about 392 degrees Fahrenheit. Regular hot coffee maxes out at around 200 to 205 degrees. So there's actually a huge safety margin there. The collagen stays intact and effective even in steaming hot coffee. This means folks can confidently add it to their morning brew without worrying about wasting money on destroyed proteins. The heat simply isn't high enough to break down those peptide bonds. The benefits of collagen supplements are pretty impressive when looking at the research objectively. Multiple studies show that regular collagen intake improves skin elasticity and reduces fine lines and wrinkles. For people dealing with joint discomfort, collagen supports joint health and mobility significantly over time. One study with athletes showed those taking collagen supplements experienced better joint comfort and function. That's particularly relevant for anyone over 40 noticing little aches and pains that come with age. Joint cartilage naturally wears down, and collagen provides building blocks the body needs for repair. But skin and joints aren't the only beneficiaries here. Collagen also supports muscle mass, especially when combined with regular exercise and balanced nutrition. One clinical study had men taking daily collagen while following strength training. They gained more muscle mass compared to those doing training alone without supplementation. For bone health, collagen plays a crucial structural role, helping maintain bone density as years go by. And here's something many don't realize. Collagen supports gut health too, helping maintain the digestive tract lining integrity. This can be particularly helpful for people dealing with digestive issues or inflammation. When it comes to using collagen in coffee, the process couldn't be simpler. Most collagen powders are flavorless and odorless, meaning they won't change how coffee tastes. Just measure the recommended serving, usually 1 or 2 scoops depending on brand, and stir directly into coffee without any hassle whatsoever. Some people prefer using a small frother or blender to ensure complete dissolving and create a slightly creamier texture. The typical recommended dosage ranges from 2.5 to 15 grams daily, with different benefits associated with different amounts. Starting lower and gradually increasing helps the body adjust comfortably. Now let's shift gears and talk about the other powder getting major attention, cinnamon. This spice has been used medicinally for thousands of years across cultures, but modern science is finally catching up and explaining why it works so well. The active compounds in cinnamon have remarkable properties.
Particularly cinnamonaldehyde, that's the main active compound, has shown impressive effects on blood sugar management and metabolic health. For folks concerned about diabetes risk or already managing blood sugar issues, this becomes incredibly relevant. The research here is both extensive and encouraging for many people. Here's where things get really interesting. Multiple research studies have investigated cinnamon's effects on glucose metabolism, and while results vary, many show promising findings. Several studies found cinnamon supplements help reduce fasting blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity significantly over consistent use periods. That means the body becomes better at using insulin to move sugar from the bloodstream into cells where it belongs. One study showed people with type 2 diabetes who took 1 to 6 grams of cinnamon daily for 40 days saw blood sugar levels drop by approximately 24%. That's a significant reduction. But there's important nuance here that needs highlighting. Not all research shows the same dramatic results. Some studies found more modest effects, while others showed minimal impact. The American Diabetes Association hasn't officially endorsed cinnamon as diabetes treatment, and that's worth noting for realistic expectations. However, the evidence does suggest potential benefits, especially for individuals with poor blood sugar control to begin with. Those folks seem to benefit most from adding cinnamon to daily routines. The worse the starting blood sugar control, the more noticeable the improvements tended to be in various studies. Beyond blood sugar, cinnamon has shown benefits for heart health as well. Research indicates it may help reduce total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, that's the bad kind, and triglycerides. Some studies also found it could raise HDL cholesterol, which is the good kind, protecting against heart disease naturally. Given that people with diabetes face higher cardiovascular disease risk, these combined benefits make cinnamon particularly interesting from a preventive health standpoint. It's addressing multiple risk factors simultaneously rather than just one isolated issue. That comprehensive approach appeals to many health-conscious individuals. So, how much cinnamon should someone consider using? Research shows varying amounts, ranging from as little as 21 milligrams up to 6 grams daily. Most experts suggest starting somewhere between half a teaspoon to 1 full teaspoon daily, which equals roughly 1 to 2 grams of actual cinnamon. It's generally recommended to split that amount throughout the day rather than taking it all at once. Adding a dash to morning coffee, sprinkling some on oatmeal, and mixing a bit into afternoon smoothie, that approach works well. Spreading intake prevents any potential digestive upset from consuming too much at once. Here's the cool part about putting cinnamon in coffee. The flavor combination actually enhances the coffee experience. Many find cinnamon cuts coffee's bitterness while adding warm, slightly sweet taste without any added sugar. Just add half to 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon directly to coffee grounds before brewing. Or stir it into the finished cup if that's more convenient. Some coffee enthusiasts even mix cinnamon with collagen powder, getting benefits from both in one morning drink. The flavors complement each other nicely, and the routine becomes something to actually look forward to rather than feeling like a chore. Now, before rushing off to consume spoonfuls of cinnamon, there are important safety considerations. The most common type found in stores is cassia cinnamon. It contains a compound called coumarin, which can potentially cause liver problems if consumed in very large amounts over extended time periods consistently. For most people, using reasonable amounts, like a teaspoon or so daily, this isn't a concern, but folks with existing liver issues should be cautious. There's another type called Ceylon cinnamon, also known as true cinnamon, which contains much less coumarin and can be consumed more safely in larger amounts. Drug interactions are another consideration, particularly for anyone taking diabetes medications or blood thinners. Cinnamon can lower blood sugar, so combining it with diabetes medications might potentially cause blood sugar to drop too low. Anyone on medication for diabetes should definitely discuss adding cinnamon supplements with healthcare providers first.
Similarly, the coumarin in cassia cinnamon can affect blood clotting, which could be problematic for people taking warfarin or other blood-thinning medications. Medical guidance is smart before making any significant dietary changes, especially when dealing with chronic health conditions or medications that have narrow therapeutic windows. So, collagen or cinnamon? Which should someone choose? Well, it really depends on individual health goals and current concerns. If the priority is supporting skin health, reducing joint discomfort, maintaining muscle mass, or supporting gut health, then collagen powder makes the most sense for those specific needs. It's particularly relevant for folks noticing signs of aging, like wrinkles, skin sagging, or joint stiffness. The beauty of collagen is that it addresses multiple systems simultaneously, rather than just targeting one single area. That comprehensive approach makes it popular among people dealing with multiple age-related concerns. On the other hand, if blood sugar management is a primary concern, maybe there's pre-diabetes, family history of diabetes, or just a desire to keep glucose levels in healthy range, then cinnamon might be the better choice. It's also beneficial for anyone looking to support cardiovascular health by improving cholesterol. And honestly, the flavor enhancement it brings to coffee is a nice bonus that makes it easy to stick with long term. Unlike some supplements that taste awful and require willpower to take daily, cinnamon actually makes coffee taste better. That's a huge advantage when trying to maintain consistency over months and years.
But here's a thought. Who says folks have to choose just one? Many people actually combine both collagen and cinnamon in their morning coffee, creating a supercharged beverage that addresses multiple health concerns at once. A typical recipe might include a cup of freshly brewed coffee with 1 to 2 scoops of collagen. Add half to 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Some like adding a splash of milk or milk alternative and maybe a touch of natural sweetener like stevia or monk fruit. Blend it all together for a smooth, creamy, health-boosting drink that tastes great and serves multiple purposes simultaneously. The real key to seeing benefits from either powder is consistency. Neither collagen nor cinnamon works like pharmaceutical drugs producing instant results. These are more about supporting the body's natural processes over time. Most research studies showing positive effects had participants taking supplements daily for weeks or months. So patience and regularity are important. Making it part of an established daily routine, like that morning coffee ritual, actually makes consistency much easier to maintain. The habit stacks onto something already being done every day anyway, which is the secret to long-term adherence with any health practice. One thing making this approach so appealing is the simplicity. No complicated protocols, no expensive equipment needed, no dramatic lifestyle overhauls required. Just adding a powder or two to something most people are already drinking every single day. It's the kind of health habit that actually sticks around for the long haul. It fits seamlessly into existing routines rather than requiring major effort or sacrifice. That's why these particular additions have gained so much popularity. They're accessible, affordable, and achievable for regular people living regular lives. Not everyone can completely overhaul their diet or start intense exercise programs immediately. Cost-wise, both collagen and cinnamon are relatively affordable compared to many other supplements. Good quality collagen powder typically runs anywhere from $20 to $50 for a month's supply, depending on brand and specific type. Cinnamon is even more budget-friendly. A decent-sized container costs just a few dollars. Compare that to expensive skin treatments, joint medications, or other health interventions, and suddenly adding powder to coffee seems like a pretty reasonable investment. The cost-benefit ratio is favorable, especially considering multiple health systems being supported simultaneously with relatively minimal financial outlay. Quality matters, though, especially with collagen supplements. Since the FDA doesn't regulate dietary supplements the same way it does medications, doing homework before buying makes sense. Look for collagen products that have been third-party tested by organizations like USP or UL for purity and potency verification. Check where the collagen comes from, whether it's bovine, marine, or chicken-sourced, because people with fish or shellfish allergies need to be careful. For best results, choose hydrolyzed collagen or collagen peptides, as these forms are broken down into smaller molecules the body can absorb more easily than other forms. With cinnamon, the main consideration is choosing between cassia and Ceylon varieties based on how much someone plans to consume and whether they have any liver concerns. For occasional use, like a sprinkle here and there, regular cassia cinnamon from the grocery store is perfectly fine and works well. For larger daily amounts, Ceylon cinnamon is the safer bet despite the higher price tag. It's worth the extra cost if consuming more than a teaspoon daily or if there's any concern about liver health. The lower coumarin content provides peace of mind for consistent, long-term use.
It's worth mentioning that while these powders offer benefits, they're not magic bullets. No single supplement can replace the foundation of good health: a balanced diet full of whole foods, regular physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking. These fundamentals always come first. Think of collagen and cinnamon as supportive additions that enhance an already solid health foundation, not as shortcuts that can compensate for poor overall lifestyle choices. They work best when combined with other healthy habits rather than being relied upon in isolation to solve all health problems. Another important point: individual responses can vary quite a bit. Some people notice significant improvements in their skin, joints, or blood sugar relatively quickly, while others experience more subtle changes that become apparent only over longer periods. Factors like age, overall health status, diet quality, and genetics influence outcomes. That's why keeping realistic expectations while staying consistent with the routine tends to produce the best results. Give it at least 2 to 3 months before deciding whether it's working. The body needs time to absorb the nutrients and use them for tissue repair and metabolic improvements. For folks who aren't coffee drinkers, no worries. Both collagen and cinnamon can be added to plenty of other beverages and foods. Collagen dissolves nicely in tea, smoothies, soup, oatmeal, or even just plain water. Cinnamon works wonderfully in tea, sprinkled on yogurt, mixed into smoothies, or stirred into oatmeal as well. The coffee method is just particularly popular because it combines supplementation with a beverage that millions of people consume religiously every single morning anyway. It's convenient, habitual, and requires zero extra time or effort beyond adding the powder. That convenience factor can't be overstated when it comes to long-term compliance. There's also an emotional and psychological benefit that shouldn't be overlooked. Starting the day with an intentional, healthy habit, even something as simple as adding beneficial powder to coffee, can create a positive mindset that influences other choices throughout the day. It's a small act of self-care and acknowledgement. It acknowledges that personal health matters and deserves attention. Sometimes those small psychological wins add up to significant long-term behavior changes.
The morning ritual becomes a daily reminder to make other positive choices as the day unfolds. That ripple effect is powerful and often underestimated by many people. So there's the full story on adding powder to coffee for health benefits. Whether choosing collagen for skin and joints, cinnamon for blood sugar and heart health, or combining both for comprehensive support, this is one health trend that actually has real substance behind it. The science is solid and practical. The application is simple and the cost is reasonable. Most importantly, it's sustainable. Nobody has to reinvent their entire life. Just add a scoop to that morning cup and carry on with the day. It's that straightforward and accessible for just about everyone willing to try it consistently. For anyone who found this information helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets us know what content resonates most. Drop a comment below sharing whether anyone's already trying this or which powder sounds most appealing. Those comments create community where everyone learns together. And if this is the first visit to Health Bloom, definitely hit subscribe so future episodes show up in the feed. New episodes come out every single week with practical, science-backed health information that actually matters for everyday life. Real solutions for real people living real lives. Thanks so much for spending this time together today. Remember, small, consistent actions often create the biggest long-term results. Health isn't built in a day. It's built in the daily habits that accumulate over weeks, months, and years. Here's to better health, one cup of coffee at a time. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and keep blooming. This is Health Bloom, signing off. See everyone in the next episode with more practical health insights that can make a real difference. Take care out there and enjoy that enhanced morning coffee tomorrow.